Hi there, I'm Dr. Francesca Zampollo, and as you know, I talk about food design. In this video, I want to show you an example of a company that could use a little food design thinking. In other words, I want to show you an example of a company who could propose more interesting products if they use a more articulate, creative process like indeed food design thinking. And the example that I want to show you is that of Beyond Meat. So Beyond Meat is a company that makes vegan meat-like burgers. So these burgers, these patties are not, do not come from meat, they come entirely from plants, but they simulate the texture, the look, and probably the flavor also of meat. So I believe that the burger is the first product they started from, and I'm sure that they have mastered the food engineering that is behind making this actual patty. So I'm sure that they have mastered how to create the exact consistency, texture, look and flavor of a burger. And so we take that for granted. But what I want to talk about is actually their other products also. So if we go on their products page, and we have a look at the other products after the burger, the patty that they have come up with, we see that we have sausages, and then we have, well, the burger again, and then we have strips. Probably they are here to simulate chicken strips. Yes, chicken strips. So maybe stuff that you could put exactly on a sandwich or like on your Caesar salad or things like that. And then we have a product that simulates ground beef, and that's it. So my point here, the point that I want to make is that I am almost 100% sure that the people who came up with these other products after having mastered the burger have not used any creative process, like for example food design thinking. These type of products is the stuff that you can come up with while sitting on your chair and just saying, okay, we've done the burger, you know what we should do now? We should do a sausage. Okay, let's go and do the sausage. And then I'm sure that there is a team of scientists that is fantastic and that has figured out the recipe in the best way possible. And then after they've done the sausage, there probably was someone, maybe the same guy, sitting on a chair say, hey, you know what we should do now? We should do chicken strips. And you know what we should do now? We should do ground beef. This is not a creative process, and as a result, and I am almost certain that this is what happened, because as a result, the products that we have are not that interesting, right? If you go in the meat section of any real meat section of any supermarket, what do you have? You have patties, you have sausages, you have strips, you have ground beef, and you have maybe steak, etc. So it feels like what has happened here is that somebody who was in charge of coming up with new products went to the meat section and looked at the meat, real meat, products in the supermarket and say, okay, we have the burger, now let's copy. Let's veganize the sausage and let's veganize the chicken strip. Right. So what I'm saying here is that if these guys had used a food design thinking process, they would have come up with more interesting products. What I'm also saying is that if these guys were to use a creative process like indeed food design thinking to design their next product, I can almost guarantee you, because there's no 100% guarantee in anything in life, I can almost guarantee you that the product that they come up with is more interesting. I think that it's very good for vegan meat to replicate normal meat products, because a thing like the burger, for example, I believe it's a good transitional product for those who want to transition from meat to a vegan, plant-based diet. And it's also a good product for those vegan who sometimes just crave a burger, right, or a meat product, not for the meat itself, but for the experience, for the texture, for the experience of the juiciness of the burger. I am 80% vegan, 100% vegetarian. And I sure know that when I crave meat, I crave burgers usually, not because of the flavor of meat itself, but for the experience of that juicy burger. Anyway, so I think that the product itself, it makes sense to, let's say, copy a meat-based products for some customers who want to have that transition or that type of experience. Having done that, so since this company has already done that, they already have meat-like products, I think now they can move forward and design way more interesting and cool products that no one has ever seen. Not even in the real meat section of the supermarket. Now, what products could they come up with? I don't know. I don't have all the answers. What I do have is a process. What I do have is all the tools that companies like this could use to come up with their own ideas that nobody has ever seen. So food design thinking does not give you the 100% certainty that what you're going to design is going to be revolutionary, but it's definitely going to give you a lot more chances to get there. And for sure, with food design thinking, you are not going to design another sausage, another ground beef, another chicken strip, etc. I hope this makes sense. If this makes you curious, go and check out fooddesignthinking.org or the Food Design Thinking books that I have already published, links in the description below. Thank you for watching, have a lovely day and happy food design.